Hi everybody. I thought I would read you a book today. Who doesn't want to have a book read to them? This is one of my favorites. Maybe God is like that too. And it's by Jennifer Grant, and the illustrations are done by Benjamin Skipper. So maybe God is like that too. Let's see what it says. I live in the city where the sidewalks and subway cars and buildings and buses are packed with people, but I've never seen God before. Looking out the window, right? Grandma, does God live in the city? I asked one morning at breakfast. Yes, God is here, she says. You just need to know where to look. Whenever you see love and joy and peace, God is there, she says, stirring her tea. Wherever there's patience and kindness and goodness, God is there too. When you see faithfulness and gentleness and self-control, that's God's Spirit at work. We're seeing a lot of that right now, aren't we? On the way to school, I'm on the lookout. I see a bus full of tourists and I count 10 bright yellow taxis. I spy a man sweeping a stoop, and Grandma and I laugh when we see a tiny dog wearing a puffy purple sweater. I wonder what city he lives in. Do you have a guess? At school, Grandma hands me my lunch and hugs me close because she says goodbye. Before she says goodbye. And that's what love looks like to me. Maybe God's like that too. On the swings, oh, look at how high he's getting. On the swings, I pump so hard I can see over the wall into the alley, and my friend shouts, higher, higher, as if my feet fly all the way up into the sky. That's what joy looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. Look at how high he's flying. Outside, car horns blast and sirens scream, but my classroom is quiet and calm. That's what peace looks like to me. Maybe God's like that too. I tried to tie my shoes, but the laces tangle around my fingers, and my teacher sits down beside me and shows me how to tie them. That's what patience looks like. Maybe God is like that too. Tying shoes can be hard, right? Takes a lot of patience. On the way home, I see a doorman wearing a red cap and a hat with a shiny, or a red cape and a hat with a shiny brim. And he's holding the door for a man using a wheelchair. And the man moves very slowly, and the doorman chats with him and smiles. That's what kindness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. While I'm setting the table for dinner, there's a knock on the door. It's our neighbor from downstairs, and he's bringing a loaf of bread. It's golden brown and warm and wrapped in a thin white towel. That's what goodness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. There's nothing better than fresh bread, right? After dinner, I work on my homework, and Grandma stands at the kitchen sink, washing dishes and humming to herself, just like she does every single night. That's what faithfulness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. These are good questions to ask. At bedtime, Grandma sits at the edge of my bed and sings me a lullaby and strokes my head, and she tucks my blankets up close around me. That's what gentleness looks like to me. I wonder if God is like that too. I lie in bed, watching the curtains flutter. I want to talk about that dog we saw today and how high I can swing. But Grandma says that once I'm tucked in, I have to stay in bed until morning. I close my eyes and I try to fall asleep. That's what self-control looks like to me. I wonder if God is like that too. Sometimes it's hard to stay in bed when your mind's racing, right? I saw God over and over and over again today when I saw love and joy and patience, and there was patience and kindness and goodness wherever. When I saw faithfulness and gentleness and self-control, I saw God's Spirit at work. I don't see God the way I see my friends or the street lights or the river, but I see signs of God's Spirit all around me, right here in the city. I know what God is like. Maybe I can be like that too. Isn't that a nice thought? I sure do like this book. I really like this book because it reminds me of all the ways I can see God. When I see patience, when I see kindness, when I see goodness and faithfulness and self-control, all of that helps me to remember God's Spirit, and actually is God's Spirit being lived out in other people. And I love that he asks the question, maybe I can be like that too. When we're kind, when we're gentle, when we're thoughtful, when we're caring, when we show self-control, when we show patience, we're showing God to other people as well. Isn't this a great book, friends? Hope you're having a good day. I sure do miss your face. Jesus and I love you.